Tomball's top 10 newsmakers. Can we please recognize Bruce Hillegeist?
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Didn't expect that. That's a great gift for me today, and I appreciate that so much. You humbled my heart. Thank you. Well, we were supposed to have another speaker today besides me, but we ran out of budget money. You know, towards the end of the year, I told Joe Nation with Community Bank of Texas that he said, "You're speaking to them." I said, "Yeah, we ran out of budget money, so we're going for the freebies." And so here's a freebie, and it's we're on the downhill slide. Actually, none of our speakers are paid, so you know we're just we're gonna give you some good news today about what's going on in Tomball. So we're so happy that you came. Actually, you know, we've heard about this for about 30 years, and we're going to take this. You know, it was kind of hard to decide what's number 1, what's number 10, but we're going to announce the big news that we've been waiting for like 30 years, okay? Ready? Disney is coming to Tomball. Who's heard that before? Okay? Disney's coming to Magnolia, Tomball, right? Or not? Sorry to say, but Disney is not coming to Tomball as far as we know. Beaumont says they're getting it. Everybody says that they're getting Disney. We were one of the many that had said the same thing. But what we want to start with number 10 is the Greater Tomball Area Chamber of Commerce, because we've got a lot of good news to share with you today on that. First of all, we have 700 chamber members. Now, we had been, back in 2009, up to 850 members of the chamber. Then, when the recession kind of hit hard for our area, it went down to 700, back up to 750 last year. We're back down to 700 this year, okay? If you believe in the Greater Tomball Chamber, please help us to grow. Membership is the lifeblood of the chamber. And I want to tell you other bits of with the backbone of the chamber is you guys applauded me, and I appreciate that, but the real backbone of the chamber is the staff. Brandy Byer, our Vice President of Operations, and Don Stone. Don Stone, our member of Community Relations. Now, we make a really good team. I don't know what I would do without those ladies. Brandy's been with us for over 11 years, and Dawn 3, and that longevity really means a lot as we get to know each other. They get to know you, and you get to know them. The other part of that puzzle are the board of directors, our ambassadors, our volunteers, and really you guys. We want to thank you today for being a member of the Greater Tomball Area Chamber of Commerce. I know many times you see us coming to you with our hand out for dollars, and it's never an obligation, but I want you to know that we're doing good work for you. We are in sound fiscal condition. We have very handsome offices. It's very appealing to those visitors that come to see us. It gives a good, I think that the team, the board, the office, Tomball gives a good impression to those who may be looking to Tomball in order to make a home. And it says Baker Katz. What we mean by that is the Four Corners Shopping Center. It was purchased by, part of that was purchased by Baker Katz. Actually, our Four Corners Center at the corner of State Highway 249 and 2920 was purchased several months ago by Baker Katz. It's got another owner. It's owned by 2 different owners, and I can't tell you today exactly. I'm always getting that confusing, but I believe from the cinema or Golden Nonsense on around to the Firestone and across where the Tomball Pawn Shop is owned by Baker Katz. The remaining is owned by Bill Goss. But those 2 owners have gotten together and they understand the importance of revitalizing that center. That is really a focal point of our community. That was built in about 1991, and it's been vacant and has really lost its appeal over the years, but if you drive by now, you'll notice that they're going strong and putting a nice a front on that, and it should be finished in about March of next year. They're spending $12 million. I do believe that one of the anchors in the former Kroger store is to be a Specs liquor warehouse, and the one next door maybe a Party City. So I guess they think we're just going to party down here in Tomball. I'd say Party City done right to sign a lease next to Specs, right? The cinema itself has been closed. It will reopen around the Thanksgiving holidays with stadium seating, and they're going to do a major renovation of the cinema itself. So they realize, Kenneth Katz and his partner and Mr. Goss, the importance of really improving that center for business sake. Number 8 is high-speed rail. Most of you probably know, if you're an older timer here, that the history of Tomball really had its boom with railroad. Back in the late 1800s, Tomball was a farming cattle town, and in those late 1800s, Thomas Henry Ball was an attorney for the Brazos Valley Railroad, and he encouraged that railroad system to put their train line, their rail through our area, which our town at that time was called Peck. And so the people here in this area were so happy about that they renamed the town Tomball, 2 words. It brought a big economic boom for our area. Farmers could get their produce to market. People could get their milk and cattle to market. It was a big deal. Kind of compare it at that time to, say, when Compaq Computer opened up in our area. This is a copy of what is being designed for our state as a train that's similar to the ones that run in Japan. And there is a Japanese firm working with several agencies in our area to bring high-speed rail, bring a train such as this that would run about 200 miles an hour plus from Houston to Dallas. And believe it or not, this green line is called the Teague line. That is the rail line that goes from Houston through Tomball, close to Willowbrook Mall, through Tomball and up to Dallas. And the Teague line happens to be the shortest rail line from Houston to Dallas. Now, I'm not saying today that they're going to choose for high-speed rail that rail line through Tomball, but because it's the shortest, politics kind of play in that game. But we are in the running to be a city where high-speed rail would go through. And I'll tell you this as well, we are also a city that's positioned well to be a stop for the high-speed rail. Now, there can't be a stop in Tomball and in Magnolia and wherever, because it wouldn't be high-speed rail. Actually, a higher-level county official spoke to our city manager and I behind closed doors one day, and he's kind of denied this, but I think it makes a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense to us that he said that it only is right that Tomball be a station that would have a stop. He said all those from the North Houston area and the Woodlands could come to Tomball to get on the train. I think the price on a ticket would be about $80 one way, but you wouldn't have that hassle of the airports and whatnot. But wouldn't that be a neat thing for us to have a station in Tomball? And actually the city of Tomball has looked at property around the railroad tracks to pinpoint some property for possible purchase, so that if Tomball is really considered and it gets serious about it being a stop, the city can say, here's some property we have for you. Okay, number 7, large corporations. We've all heard on the news. I believe this is maybe some new news to some of you, but old news to a lot of us. Exxon Mobil, you see in the middle left-hand corner, that is the campus of the new Exxon Mobil location. Exxon Mobil is moving. I've heard 4,000, 8,000, 10,000. Every time I hear there are more people, but I had first heard 12,000, so we'll say 12,000, okay? Sounds better. But Exxon Mobil is relocating some of its employees from around the Houston area to consolidating it to that one location, plus about 6,000 employees from Akron, Ohio, and Fairfax, Virginia. The Exxon Mobil campus, they expect it to be open in mid-2015. If you drive by there now, you'll see about 20 cranes from I-45, around I-45, the Hardy Toll Road. You can kind of make sense as to where that campus will be. Actually, under the Exxon Mobil campus, it says Springwoods Village. Exxon is on about 400 acres. Springwoods Village is going to be a development that I compare to, say, the Woodlands. It's going to be a lot of residential and commercial. But when all of that development is built out, just on Springwoods alone, they expect about 30,000 people on that per day. Now, that 2,000 acres was purchased back in 1960 when I was born. And the developers out of California have held onto that land all this time, waiting for just the right thing to come along. And I would have to say that they did. That was smart. I know some of them came and went, you know, but we're going to reap the benefits here in our area of Exxon Mobil. Now, I can tell you that I've talked to some of our local real estate agents, Lynn Schultz with Caldwell Banker, who says that they've already been getting calls, and the Woodlands as well. Creekside Village in the Woodlands, which is in Tomball ISD, is their fastest growing development, and they're receiving lots of calls from Exxon Mobil as well. So that's really going to be a corporation that's not moving right to our area. It's about 12 miles as a bird flies from Tomball. If you look at a map, it's just directly east, but it's going to be a ripple effect that'll benefit communities from Kingwood to Waller. There's no doubt. Our next corporation moving to the area is Noble Energy. Noble Energy is consolidating its offices around Houston to the 10-story building that is owned by Hewlett-Packard, HP, at the corner of 249 and Louetta. And they expect to move 700 employees to that location summer of 2013. So that's going to be good for us as well. Next, we have the Tomball Regional Health Foundation. As most of you know, back in October of 2011, our Tomball Regional Hospital, which was formed in 1976 and served this community as a nonprofit hospital, was sold to the community health system. Tomball Regional Hospital, two good things happened with that sale. Tomball Regional Hospital was destined at that point to stay open, to become bigger and better than before. With a healthcare situation the way it has been over the years, it's been tough to have standalone hospitals. But we were able to come out ahead with a great hospital corporation, plus the Tomball Regional Health Foundation. Tomball Regional Health Foundation will provide funds, say, for transportation, for those that may be shut-ins that need to get to the doctor, for Northwest EMS, for Tamagua, things like that. Let me tell you, so those two benefits, keeping a hospital here locally, Tomball Regional Medical Center, and then having the Tomball Health Foundation is going to be a great benefit to all of us. This is a website that they have up at this point. It's trhfoundation.org. So you're welcome to go find out more about that foundation. And it's looking to hire staff, and you'll hear more about that in the coming days. Okay, Tomball Business and Technology Park. What we have through the Tomball Economic Development Corporation is we have Kelly Violet, who is Executive Director of the Tomball EDC, and then Tiffany Wooten, who is here. Tiffany is the coordinator for that firm. Hi, Kelly, you're here too. Hi, Kelly. They have done such an awesome job in looking out for Tomball's future. Between the EDC staff and their board, they have purchased 97.5 acres at the corner of Huffsmith, Corville, and Holdreath. And what this will allow business to do is to come into our city. This technology and business park will be within the city limits, and it will already have infrastructure in place. Now, if a business comes and wants to relocate in Tomball, they buy a piece of property. It's usually raw land. There's no water, sewer, other amenities. They've got to dig a retention pond. The cost can be astronomical. So this way, the Tomball Economic Development Corporation shows our world that it is serious about business. And hey, we have a nice business park. Here is the location in blue. That's the corner of Huffsmith, Corville, and Holdreath. So we applaud the Tomball Economic Development Corporation for having that vision and foresight in order to bring more business and jobs to our community. That is the work that they do.